Welcome to Fiance Files. Welcome to Fiance Files. I'm your co-host, your co-host with Fee King, and let's bring Fee King up already. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Fee King, everybody. Dun, da, da. Should join a drum roll. Here, let me do a piece of a drum roll. There we go. There we go. So how you doing, Fee King? Oh, I can't hear anything. I can't hear anything. Yeah, I can't hear anything. Well, while she's looking for that, let me show you this that she wanted to show on the show today. This is how we living, I guess. How we living. Let me add the stage and let me rewind it to the beginning. And let's see. Here we rewind to the beginning. And here we go. Here we go. Yeah, so he wanted me to show that video. I'm not sure why, but showing, I guess, a slice of life. Things have been going on with us. Things have been going on with us. Yep, sorry about that. Let me check on Fee. It doesn't look like Fee's connected, so I'm gonna get rid of that video. Let's talk about money until she pops up. Let's talk about money because it's a funny thing that you are where you are based on what you see. Well, that's not quite right. You are who you are based on how you see yourself, right? You got to think about that because I was watching the Batman. The Batman. How many times have I seen the Batman, right? How many times have I seen the Batman? I've seen the Batman plenty of times, right? And I was watching the Batman, and I swear to you, I was like, oh, let me hit rewind. Let me hit rewind. I hit rewind, and yes, they were talking about stocks. I've seen the Batman a million times, but I never noticed that they were talking about stocks. And that's how Bruce Wayne was able to control the entire industry because his partner, the guy who was running the company for him, because he was very young when his parents were killed, according to the legend of Bruce Wayne. They took over, and then they were about to ball out. And so what he did was Bruce Wayne bought up everything of his father's stock when they had the IPO. He bought all of it. And I was like, what? I was paying attention to every piece of this movie where he talked about stocks. They only talked about stocks twice. Well, 3 times. And it was quick. But you had to pay attention. He was running the company based on that. And I was like, oh, shoot. Because you got to think about what that means, right? Like what that means. Because I've watched Batman a million times. I've said that a few times, right? But I wasn't prepared for noticing something about the stock market. I was like, I just let that go. But now that I know about the stock market, I zoomed in. I rewound. I was like, oh no, let me see what's up. And I got it. And I got it. Truly, I got it. And I was like, okay, let me see if I can do that. And so that was really cool. Yeah. That was really cool.
Well, that means I get to watch Batman again because I'm not a Batman fan. I've watched the movies, and I think what happens though, Sekou, is once your level of awareness shifts, it's kind of like your cell phones. Once you start looking things up, then the algorithm starts to provide you with more of what it is you want. And the universe is simply providing you and us with what it is we want and what we need, which for me is so exciting. It's so exciting because it reminds me that it's not too late. We're exactly where we're supposed to be. And uh, you're never too old to learn. You're,
Yeah.
you're never too old to learn. That is exciting. And another thing is, I'm realizing that there are more and more subliminal messaging in movies, TV shows, documentaries. Like, but again, it's a matter of really
Yeah.
paying
Yeah.
attention. So that's some good stuff. I miss you.
Oh, I miss you too. I miss you too.
Thank you.
Um, B King is shooting this from DC. No, no, from Baltimore, right?
Yes.
And so that's why we're in different picture frames today. Yeah. So I just want to push back on it. Actually, actually, this show, um, the Batman movie. I can't remember the Batman Begins. I think Batman
Mm.
Begins came about because I was just looking. I was flipping, and say, "Oh, let me check out the Batman." And so that one wasn't pushed to me by the algorithm, even though lots of things have been pushed to me for the algorithm. So
It's the universal. It's the universe algorithm. It's
yeah,
the
okay,
universe. Yes.
I'll go with that.
Okay.
And
All right.
I just clicked it, and I was watching it on mute, as I do. For those of you that don't know, Sekou watches TV on mute. On mute, it drives people crazy. It drives people crazy. I sit there and watch it on mute, and then I turned it on to see. I wanted to hear what they were saying about Wayne Industries, because Wayne Industries, they got some money. They got some money. Like Bruce Wayne got some money, and I never really thought about it before because you just accept that that Bruce Wayne is financially secure,
Yeah.
right? But I wanted to understand how he was so secure. And so his
Mhm.
father was a dentist, was a doctor. I was like, a doctor? I mean, that's fine. That's regular. That doesn't equal the level to which they detained, right?
Mm.
They stayed in the same house for 6 generations. I was like, okay,
Ooh, I never
okay.
knew that.
Yeah, I know. I paid attention to other things, because I was watching before when I was watching, I was looking for pow, 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 looking for the 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 fireworks, right?
Yes.
But this time I was looking for the behind the scenes stuff, and so he he said that they stayed in the same house for generations, and I started thinking, that's something to be said for that. Something to be said for staying in the same house for generations,
Mhm.
generations, and leaving that house to the next generation.
Yes.
That's very key.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And that's one of the things that not enough of us are taught about is the value of home ownership and legacy that you can leave for your kids, grandkids, your nieces and nephews. We were having this conversation this weekend. I'm being hosted in Maryland by Fatima West. She is a homeowner and she has one daughter. She's leaving her house to her daughter. Like, she's very clear. She's going to go off to college. She said, whatever she decides to do with it, once I'm no longer here, it's up to her. She said, but like, she's clear that she's not selling her house. And I thought, her daughter is so fortunate. And we were talking about stocks and investing. Fatima was telling me that she's been investing in small ways since she was in her 20s. I was
Wow.
like, you in your 20s? Now her objective is to empower her 18-year-old daughter by educating her. And both Fatima and Ann, who are sisters that I had dinner with last night, were saying how often they watch your show
Oh
and
yeah.
how much they're learning. And I said, that's amazing. That's great. There's one thing to watch. There's another thing to participate. And so I said, you don't need to answer now, but in some way I was asking, are you participating? I said, because he's got some amazing stuff coming up. And because of Sekou going down the rabbit hole, I'm learning and I'm participating and I'm starting where I started, where I was during COVID, uncertainty, not making much money, but still investing where I could and
Yeah.
continuing. So, not trying to blow smoke up your behind, but you're out there doing it. You're empowering the people.
Yeah, I appreciate that. I appreciate that. And I have to point out that it was hard going for you. Like it was hard going. Like it's hard going for me too. But like there were times that you were like, do a little bit and then back off. Do a little bit and then back off. And that was with stocks. And then housing, like you were like, nah, I'm not trying to deal with housing at all. And now you are the king, you are the queen. You always about housing and buying and what's up with that. So I think that's incredible that I've had
I'm
any
sorry.
kind of
Can you
huh?
Sekou, pause for a minute, go back because you're frozen. I don't know if
Oh,
I'm
really?
frozen,
I
but
said,
you're frozen. You're still frozen. I don't know if
oh
it's my
no, I think
Wi-Fi.
that's your Wi-Fi
I'm so
because I'm
sorry.
I'm straight with mine. So I just wanted to say I was saying that you were like resistant at first, like you were like try to stock a little bit and be like, try it a little bit, being like, right, and now you're in it, and now you're in it, and you become much more mind clear about it, and I have too,
Mhm.
because having
Yes.
a someone who's like wanting to know what I'm doing and how I'm doing it so close to me
Mhm.
gives me more of a feeling of oh, let's get this done, because I literally created the weekend hustle because of you, right? Created
Oh,
the weekend hustle screen. What am I trying to call it?
webinar
A
course.
webinar. Yeah, I created a webinar. Yeah, I created it, and I'm done with it. And now I'm just trying to upload it up to my website because I was like, yeah, I can just cut this, and put this together, and then let people know that yeah, you can go make your money off of weekend hustle too, and especially if you got fee with you, because you gave the ultimate choice. You gave the best stock tip for that weekend hustle.
So much of what you're saying is important. And again, I don't know if I'm frozen on your end.
No,
I don't. Am I frozen on your end, babe?
nope, you're fine.
Mm,
You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're
yeah, I
fine.
think it's okay because all my bars are up, but you're not. So I'm just. I
Yeah.
really want to hear what you're saying. So I think first of all, bravo for creating it. The weekend hustle webinar. Something that came to me as I'm driving around Maryland, which this state is so creatively stimulating. It is so creatively stimulating. And I was thinking, you might think about creating a mastermind group around the weekend hustle, a mastermind group, because weekends have shifted. There was a time when weekends were all about happy hours, all about date nights, all about concerts. Um, and now they're about podcasts, they're about live broadcasts, they're about workshops. And so people really want to be empowered and know more. Like, how can I really get in this game where I am? And
I think I
what do
think
you
that
think?
that's our social circles shifting with us, because there are people going out kicking it, going out doing a concert, going out and doing happy hour. But we're not doing that anymore. We're transgressed beyond that. We're trying to find people that are doing things, and so now we're in a different circle. Yeah, we still struggling. Okay, it looks good.
Okay.
All
Okay.
right, all
Yeah.
right.
And I think, yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
So then I still think that there's a place for it and there's an audience for it because Last night, having dinner with Anne, who I'd never met in real life. She was in my fitness challenge. I only met her through the screen. And Fatima, we were talking about money, finances, and knowing and believing that it's not too late to become wealthy and to become financially free. And
Yeah.
that for me, stocks, investing is the way, and having a product. Like there's so many ways. There's not just,
Right.
I don't ever want to say that that's the only way.
Right.
It's for the first time for me, it's fun learning about money. It is fun. It's fun
Yeah.
watching the shows and listening to people's testimonies. I'm like, 5 years ago, I would have been like,
Right.
can you
Right. I watched that
just all
movie.
we watch?
I watched that movie less than 5 years ago. I know I have. I know I watched that Batman movie, and I was just looking for the action, and I was not looking. I was not paying attention to the tips about how to make money, how to make money. And I appreciate your friend that you said has been investing in her 20s. Fee, Fee, my grandmother gave me stock when I was in. Hmm, yeah, I was in my early 20s for real. In early 20s for real. And if I had kept it, oh no, we lost her. I'll finish telling you the story. And if I had kept it instead of selling it for more money, I'd be so rich right now. Like I think I'd be at about $50,000. I think $50,000. Yeah. Now I saw you jump in, Free King. I saw you jump in. Yeah. My I was selling them my grandma gave me stock when I was early teens, early Morehouse. And I was like, I don't know what to do with this. And I sold it. And I sold that money. And I took that money and I recorded an album. But and that's yeah, it's nice having an album. But I could have saved that same amount without even adding to it, and it would be worth around $50,000 right now, right now. And I just didn't know. Like she had the knowledge, but she didn't share the knowledge with me or my mom or anybody in the family. We just sold it. But if we had known then what we know now, oh my
And,
goodness. So shout out to your friend, this Slim
and
Fee.
that speaks to a sense of urgency, because I'm sure the reason why she didn't share it with you then was because she was intending to do it later. At
Yeah,
some point, I'm going to sit down with Sekou, and then that someday, that later doesn't happen, and that is why it is so important to continue to have the conversations, to continue to talk about it on your show, and I believe to cast your net wider, because there's so many people. When I think about someone like my niece's age, when I think about someone like Fatima's daughter's age, who's about to go to college, she's already working. My niece always talks about money. She is so clear that she's going to be rich. She wants 5 houses. She really, she loves money
yeah,
because she understands that money's a tool and it provides a lifestyle that she already
yes,
likes.
yes. And you've got to be clear about that and not be caught up in I'm wanting too much. Like you've got to claim it because once you
And believe
claim
it.
it, then you can create it. And then once you create it, you
Mhm.
can have it. And once you have it, you can help more people. You can help more people behind you. Like that's how
Yes.
you live. That's how you live.
Yeah. Yeah. That brings me a lot of joy and comfort.
A lot
Yes.
of joy and comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Knowing that, knowing that I can believe it, and then my belief will create it, and then my creating it will allow me to share it and to empower others. I mean, imagine if no one shared their wealth, where
Mm,
people would be. And when I say their wealth, not just their monetary wealth, but their wealth of knowledge, their wealth of information, what kind of society will we be? People share their wealth, via, you have people who donate to universities, they donate to nonprofits, they donate to actual people. They're sharing their wealth. And so I think that's one of the bonuses of becoming wealthy is knowing that you can help transform the lives of other people,
Mm, yeah.
right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's what brings me joy and comfort.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Um, this makes me think about your person you were speaking about and how she
Mm.
got started early in her life, like 20s. Was that because she was influenced by her parents or something else that got her involved in investing early in her 20s?
You said someone got
No, the
their
woman you were
parents.
talking about. She's saying that she started investing in her 20s. How did she
Oh,
come to be doing that?
that's a good question. And I think maybe you ought to have her on your show because one of the other things she said was in her 20s, she said, I made a lot of money. She said, girl, I made a lot of money because I had a really strong work ethic. I've always worked several jobs and the the dollar was stronger back then.
Yeah,
And she said, if only I knew, I said, all of us, like if
yeah,
only we knew. And so she wants to get back in it in a way where it's actually growing. And I think one of the
yeah,
things that I love about the way you teach is the difference in holding and selling. And then adding, yeah, because seriously, I just really stepped out on faith. I was like, I have no idea what I'm doing, except that what I've been doing has not yielded
yeah,
well. And so let me just be open to doing something different and doing it in a different way. And let me also not be tied to having all the information, knowing all the things. Because sometimes we want to know all of the in between stuff. And like you say a lot, you don't need to know everything. You don't need to know
yeah.
everything.
Yes, you do not need to know. You can know a little bit. You can know a
Mhm.
little bit, and you can make a lot for yourself. You can make a lot of changes for yourself. And I'm laughing because of the buy and hold versus well, buy and sell. But that's what you're talking about, buy and hold. So buy and hold is like the FANG stocks, FANG, FANG, with an alliteration for Facebook, Apple, no, Amazon, Netflix, and Google. So those are the four FANG stocks, and those are ones that you buy and hold, right? But there are other stocks that you can buy and flip. Like you can just flip them, and I did that by accident when I first got involved with the stock market. I got involved with AMC. I got involved with AMC, and I flipped that one, and I made a decent return, and I made the least amount of money of the people who are doing it. Who are doing it. All right, so we lost fee again, but I'm telling you that of the three people that I was talking about, me and my two friends, I was the one that made the least amount of money, but I made the most in terms of, well, maybe not most, but it hit me the most. It hit me the most. I was like, what are you talking about? What are you talking about? It was Fee again. I don't know what's going on, Fee,
It's
with your,
me.
with,
I want people to get the best of your show, so maybe I should say farewell and let you finish.
okay, you telling you
Yeah,
what,
because right now you're completely.
okay. All right, if it kicks you out
I heard you say
again,
tell you.
say again. Okay. All right. We'll let you go. We'll let you go, Fee. We'll let you go. All right. Bye, Fee. Bye, Fee.
Thank you, Sekou.
Thank you. So anyway, let me recap the stories that I've told today. What I've told is I saw the Batman movie and I watched it again for the first time. And oh no, oops, that's her telling the her neighborhood, but there she is saying she's sorry. So what I wanted to talk about is the 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 setup, the setup, because you all know, if you've known anything about Batman, anything, even tertiary influence, you know that Batman is rich, right? But you have not given much thought to how he created those riches. And so the fact that they pass the same house down generation by generation by generation, that's key, right? And the fact that Bruce Willis, Bruce Wayne, was able to finance himself. He used the money. He used the money that he got from the company going public, and he bought right back into the same company. I was like, oh, that's slick. That's slick. And so he came up being the major stockholder of the whole company. It's very smart, very smart. And so that was that, and yeah. So I just wanted to talk about that really because all around us there are hints all around us. There are hints all around us, but it's about what we pay attention to. How many times have I seen that movie, and how many times have I tuned in to the stocks, to the home, those things? I hadn't paid attention to those things before, but now I'm paying attention to them. And so it's like it's incredible being on a different channel, being tuned to a different channel, and being able to calculate what's happening on the different channel and be able to see. I put, you know what I did? I put the TV on mute when there was all the action stuff going on. I put it on mute, and then when I got back to the house, I took it off mute so I could hear what they were saying. I could hear what they were saying, and I felt fulfilled. I felt good. I just watched it last night. I was like, okay, I got some money, some stuff to do. Some stuff to do. Okay, all right. So I hope you got something out of it. Hope you got something out of it. And sorry that we couldn't couldn't be with us. Yes, on a different channel. On a different channel. On a different channel. Ashe. 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 All right, folks. So that's our time for today. And I am grateful that you are here. I'm grateful that there's people who watch the show on their time later on, and people in Baltimore that are checking out the show. That's incredible. Go watch Batman. Go watch Batman. Go watch any movie that you used to like, and look for the new stuff. Look for the new stuff. Look for the things that you wouldn't notice before. Look for them. Look for them. Look for them. All right. Come back and tell me. Come back and tell me about it. All right, folks. All right, folks. Remember that now is better than perfect. Now is better than perfect. Ashe. I'll see you. Oh yeah, tomorrow. I'll see you tomorrow. All right, later.